That's why Andrew Tate is so attractive to young men.
Dude, so much. He's utterly fascinating to me. 90% of what he says scares me to death because it actually is toxic masculinity, but 10% is so good that I'm like, you cannot dismiss this kid.
People are complicated, eh? But the thing is that the more, okay, so the perversion of warrior in some ways is psychopath, and you know that because you watch like mafia movies, so we all know this, okay? But there's a dreadful attraction in untrammeled aggression for men who are so crushed that they're castrated. That's a good way of thinking about it. So the attraction that the Andrew Tate persona, let's say, has on those young men, there's actually a lot of that that's positive. Now, that doesn't mean that that's the right target, but there are creative ways of being wrong that are helpful. Right. Now, you see better examples of that, precisely that, in people like Jocko Willink and David Goggins and Joe Rogan. Like, these are tough guys, but they're not.
They don't have the sex appeal, though. That's one thing I'll give Andrew Tate. Like,
yeah, but that's partly because they don't want it.
Yeah,
you see,
fair.
Yeah, but it isn't that they couldn't have it. Like, it's that they've decided that everything in its proper place. Rogan has a family, so that's where he's put it. And hey, man, good work to him. And that sex appeal that Andrew Tate has, that's the sex appeal of the short-term mater. That's the psychopathic sex appeal. That's the dark tetrad sex appeal. It's shallow, and it will get him in trouble. I mean, it's already got him in trouble.
Yeah.
And so that's not going to, unless he, wises up, precisely that, it'll get him in trouble. And I'm not trying to take him apart. I mean, I think what he did with his capitalization on female sexuality is absolutely unforgivable. But, that's enough of that. I mean, that was beyond the pale in my estimation. There's no excuse for that whatsoever. Now, if you're a basement-dwelling incel, the mere fact that you could imagine ever doing that, sort of like you imagine yourself, in a loincloth covered with blood, the mere idea that a man, which is what you are, could even manage doing that, having a harem, of women who are offering sexual favors at your beck and call. Well, that's a much higher calling than castrated, over-obese, resentful loser who can't leave the basement.